Thank you for joining us today. My name is Annie Lamb, Executive Director of the League of California Cities Women's Caucus. And in honor of Women's History Month, we are spotlighting our caucus co-founding board member, Councilmember Jan Arbuckle of Grass Valley. This session is intended to highlight her story, how she got started in public service, to co-founding the Women's Caucus. So Jan, welcome.
It's exciting to be able to be here during Women and celebrate Women's History Month.
Absolutely. And also to hear your story. Can you tell us a little bit about, your story and, maybe some things that people don't often know about you and leading you to running for office?
I have a very interesting story, and it started never in politics, was never part of that. I was raised by a single mom. I'm the oldest and only girl. I have 3 younger brothers, which I played pseudo mom to, because as a single mom, she worked a lot. So, I went through high school. I was the shy girl. I didn't put myself out there very much. I was elected as secretary of I know, shocking.
Yes, I'm shocked. I am shocked.
I was the shy girl. People who know me now are going, seriously.
Completely different.
I was the shy girl. I never wanted to put myself in front of anybody unless I had other people around me. So I kind of blended into the background through most of my life. I was always a good student. I was always participated, but I was never the spotlight. And so I've been married and divorced. I have 1 child. Well, he's not a child anymore. I now have 2.5 grandkids. I have another one that I have 2 grandsons and finally a girl that will be due in May. So I had, again, as I said, I had a variety of different jobs. In 1984, I went through the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department Sheriff's Academy. A lot of people don't realize that I was a deputy sheriff in Sacramento County for a very long time, until the end of 2002 when I was retired. So that was that. And then I moved to Grass Valley and a whole new world opened up to me. I went on the grand jury, and I recommend going on a grand jury to anyone who is new in a community or is even interested in politics, because you get an overview of what the important issues are of the different offices. So that was a great experience. I did that for a couple of years. And then I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And there was an opening on the Grass Valley City Council. One of the council members had resigned, and so they were going to go through an appointment process. I was encouraged to apply, thinking all the while that would never going to pick me. First of all, I didn't know any of the issues. I'd only lived in Grass Valley since 2003, and this was only 4 years later. And somehow or another, I think they liked that perspective and the fact that I had been in law enforcement before, and I was unanimously appointed.
Wow.
And so it wasn't planned. And so I've run I'm in my fourth actual term, full term, and which ends in 2024. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
It sounds like it was very organic, right? But you were a very curious learner. You participated in various things, and it opened your perspective. And you met some people along the way. It sounds like that were also very helpful.
They were, and they encouraged me to do this. And it's like, I can't do that. I don't want to be in front of people. I don't know this stuff. I don't know how to play politics, but and again, still kind of more on the reserve side, not as much as growing up, but you can't really do that and be an effective law enforcement officer. So,
right. So how long have you been in office, Jan?
I got appointed in 2007, and I have been there ever since. I've been very, very fortunate to have successfully run 4 campaigns and have been successful in all of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I attribute that a lot to the fact that I try to connect with our residents. When I was mayor in 2012, I had a Monday with the mayor. So anybody could come into City Hall and we could talk about whatever they had, if they had an issue with their public works. But I've always tried to be very accessible and be out in the community. So, and I think that that's one of the most important things we can do.
Taking a step back, you have mentioned that when you were growing up, you were very shy. And even up until the point when you were applying or, trying to be considered for that appointment, you were still thinking like, well, I'm just going to give it a try. My friend or, the person saw, leadership in you and asked, Jan would be great for this. You should do it. And that there was still some doubt inside of you, right? But what the heck? I'm just going to give it a shot. And so along the way, what would you say it was the transition point for you? Because of the Jan that I got to know, right? It's not shy. Like, you're very vocal in a very good way. You're just, very open and very out there and very vocal, and in terms of speaking your thoughts and standing up when there are times where you need to stand up. So I'd love to hear how that journey was like for you, because I bet there's a lot of folks who are in that boat right now thinking that, oh, I'm so shy. Public speaking is not for me. If I can't do public speaking or interact with people, how can I consider running for office?
So it was it was a slow process for me. And even now, if somebody puts a microphone in my face, I will freeze and stammer and stutter for a minute. I just had to basically take a leap of faith that, you're committed to doing this. You have to do it and do the best you can. I think one of the turning points for me, I used to think all these people memorized all the stuff they were saying. They were doing press conferences or whatever it is. Once I realized that they had figured out and had in front of them talking points, it became
the cheat sheet.
It was a game changer for me. It's like, I don't have to memorize all that stuff because I can't memorize all that stuff. And so that was a game changer for me. And I think I still struggled until I got on the executive board for the League of California Cities, where, on my movement up to becoming president, where I had no choice but to stand in front of people and speak constantly. And I found my voice that way by having somebody say, this is what I would like you to, this is what you should be saying, or what we would like you to say, and taking it and making it into my own words. And I think that has a whole lot to do with it. And plus just pushing myself, honestly, in groups. With the Women's Caucus, the same thing. If I see somebody that's standing alone or looks I will absolutely go over to them, which in the past, in my old self, would never have done that because I would start second guessing, and I just made myself do it. And so the more you make yourself do something, the more it becomes natural.
Like you said, like what people say, facing your fear by doing it. And the more you do it, the more normal or the more comfortable you feel. And also maybe along the way, you also develop some confidence, right? You're like, wait, I just ran that meeting. I just led that meeting with 50 people in the room and I did a great job. And that must feel really good and encouraging for you to do it, to wanting or feel really comfortable to do it the next time.
Well, and I think that's a misnomer. I am never comfortable before speaking.
You're never comfortable before.
Never
before you speak.
Before I speak, I am never comfortable. I am always worried. I am always second guessing. I am always have the butterflies in the stomach. I guess stage fright is a word for it. But it's never become comfortable. I'm just more confident in doing it. So I think if people can get over that, well, I'm not comfortable doing it, so I'm not going to do it. And just kind of, like you said, conquering your fear and saying, okay, but I'm confident that I can do it, even though I'm super nervous.
You know what? We cannot tell you were nervous. Not tell. You always do a fabulous job.